Hello everyone, welcome back to the video series of Object Oriented Programming with Java. Our today's topic for this particular video, that is Java programming using file IO, that is a file input output. So I will show you a different program for the file input and output. I am an instructor Mr. Ankit Patel. So let's start the program for the file management. Now in this session I will show you a different example of the file input output, that how to read a file, how to write a file, as well as how to get the property of the file, that is what is the size of the file and how to create the file. So I will show you the different program in this particular session. So let's discuss the first program, that is write a program to check that whether the name given from the command line argument is a file or not. So we are just giving a one command line argument, that particular whatever you are passing in a command line argument is a file or a directory. If it is a file, then print the size of the file, and if it is directory, then it should be display the name of the all file in it. That means suppose if you are passing any folder name, that how many file in that particular folder, just we give the list of that particular file. As if it is a file, then we are just simply returning the what is the size of the file. So let's start the program. That is, first of all we need to import one important package, that is a java.io. Now for getting the file properties, if it is file or a directory, we need to just create the file object, that is a file m1 is equals to new file s of 0. Here s is nothing but it is a command line argument. You can also use args, right? Then simply suppose if you want to check if it is a file or not, so here the simple method is there, is a file, right? So I am just simply using that particular method, f1 dot is a file. If it is file, then print the f1 dot length. Using length, you will just, it will return the size of the file. After that, if it is not a file, then we are checking that if it is a directory, then f1 dot is directory. If it is written true, then we are just simply printing a absolute path of that particular directory, in which drive the directory will be there. The f1 dot get absolute path plus is directory. That means it will show like c colon temporary slash xyz is a directory. Suppose if you want to check that particular. After that, we are just getting the how many files in that particular folder, in that particular directory. So for that I am just using a string variable. String s1 of array is equals to f1 dot list. Now here the list method will return all the content that is available in that particular directory. So using the list method, I am just using a string of array just because I don't know what are the number of files and folder available in that particular directory. So that I am just printing a message, it contain, and then I will repeating that particular loop using the s1 dot length. And I am creating another file object, that is a f2 is equals to new file f1 dot get absolute path plus then slash plus s1 of file. It means suppose in particular directory the first one is a file, then I am just giving the absolute path of that particular file name or a folder. Then I am again checking if it is directory, then s1 of I is a directory, or else if it is that means it is a file. So I am in this particular, I am not reading any particular data of the file, or I am not writing on that particular file. I am just giving the property of that particular file. So his program is something like, if it is file, then just print the size of the file. If it is directory, then just give the list of the file. So let's run and check it out. That is a Java C demo1.java. Our class name is demo1. Let's check if is there any error. There will be no error. Now let's run Java demo1, and we need to pass a command line argument. Here in my J folder, one file is that a.txt. First of all, I am just passing the file, that is the file size is equals to 17, and one folder is that is a P folder. P is a directory. So now here if you are entering a P, then it will tell that the P is a directory and it contains the two files, one dot class and one dot Java file, right? So suppose if you are pass any directory, then it will return in this form. So this is our program. Suppose if you are passing a, suppose if you are passing a file here demo.java, this is our file, and you are passing that file size is equals to 95. This will return in the form of byte. So hope you understand this particular program. That is our code for this particular program. The important code for the directory. Here I am just getting the absolute path. That's why this return the absolute path of that particular directory. And I am using a string.list method here. The important method of list that will return all the data of that particular file. I am storing in string of array. After that, that particular array, I am checking each and every data of the string, that if it is a file or directory. Right now, next program, that is a writer's program that read the file name from the user. That means I am passing as a command line argument, through command line argument, and display and read the content of the text on the console. That means we need to just read a particular file. So obviously you can use a file reader as well as a file input stream to read any specific file. Here I am using a file reader. There is no difference, major difference in file reader and file input stream. The first one, that is the there are the again two types of there, right? A byte stream and the character stream is there. So the difference between byte stream and character stream I have already explained in my theoretical section of the file input output. So let's, here I just want to read the data of the one particular file. So first of all, in that particular folder I have one file, that is a.txt. I will show you the content of the a.txt. Here that is the content of the a.txt, that is a hello Ankit Patel. I just want to read this particular file in the command prompt here using the Java programming. So for that I am using a file reader. File reader fr is equal to new file reader, and I am using a command line argument, so that I am just using args of 0 over here. That means the first command line argument, that is our file or data. After that I am just using a one integer variable, that is I, and use a while loop here, while I is equals to fr dot read, right, is not equals to -1. That means this particular read method written in the form of the byte. Say that's why I am just integer. That's why I am using an integer variable I, and I am reading that particular. If it is -1, that is no content available in the file. Then system dot out dot println. I am just converting that particular I am just printing the value of I, but in the form of the character. And after that I am just closing that particular object. So hope you understand, I am just using a file reader, right, and I am passing the object. Let's run first of all, then you can easily understand. I have already shown the content of the file a.txt. So demo2.java, this is our file name. Here one error is there. Okay, one spelling meter is there, that is a file reader. Now let's compile it again. Now run that is Java demo 2, and I am passing same file name a.txt in a command line argument. You can see this will print Ankit Patel, hello Ankit Patel, but I am using here print ln method. That's why each and every character show in the new line. So let's compile and run it again. The program will display the output. You can see this is the hello Ankit Patel, right? So if you want to read any specific file, this is the one method. But here I am using another class, that is a buffer reader. Now suppose if you are using a buffer reader, I will show you what is the benefit of the buffer reader. That is a buffer reader br is equals to new buffer reader, and I am passing the object file object in a buffer. So I am storing this particular file in a buffer. Now if you want to just read the line, so I am using a string here s1. So what is the advantage of the buffer? It will read in a file reader. You can read a character by character from the file, but using the buffer reader, there is one method in that is a read line. This will read whole the line, right? So there is one method, that is s1. I am just using here, that is s1 is equals to br dot readline method is there, right? S1 is equals to br dot readline, and here there is no need to convert this character from integer, just directly print the value of S1, and you can use a println method over here. I will show you first of all output. Is there any difference? So incompatible strike to integer, so that we need to does not equals to, we need to just write down like this, null. S1 is equals to br dot readline is not equals to null, okay, because Java is a case sensitive language. Buffer reader, here one spelling mistake is there, buffer reader. So now you can see there is no error. Now let's run this particular file. Once again same file I will open, and you can see hello Ankit Patel. So that is the advantage of the buffer reader, is only we can just handle it with the line. So why I am introduced this buffer reader in this particular video? Because I will also just make a program, a different program with the use of the buffer reader. You can make a solve this particular program using the file reader only. Directly you can use a read method, but if you are using a buffer reader, you can easily handle the program with sort of the line. So that's why I am using a buffer reader. So directly you can use a read line method. You can read a data line by line, right? So that is our main program. Now our next program, that is write a program to create a directory, that is home slash abc slash bcd slash def gh I and jkl in the home directory, home slash abc, and list the file and directory showing the file directory, file size, read, write, execute permission. So what we need to do, we are just want to make a Java program, and using that particular Java program we are just creating a directory. So first of all we are just creating the directory in the home directory. Now after that, in home directory, home.abc, and list out the file in that particular abc, and directory showing the file directory, file size, that is our requirement. So let's just create the file f is equals to new file, that is a d colon home slash abc slash bcd. I am just giving the whole the path, and after that you want to just make as a directory, just write down f.mkdirs, that is a mkdirs. If you are not using here as, this will create only a single folder, that is a d colon home. This will not create a abc bcd. In that particular bcd folder one d folder is there, so we need to just write down mkdirs. After that I am just creating a file in that particular folder in D drive home abc slash s1 s2 and s3. I am just giving a 3 directory. So I will show you first of all, there is a no data available in D drive. I am in D drive, there is a no home folder is there. I just created that particular folder using this program. Now there is a one method, that is a f1.create new file, f2.create new file, f3.create new file. So the 3 new file s1, s2 and s3 are created in the abc folder. After that I am creating a f1 obj d drive home abc and f1.array obc.list file. Using the list file, this will only copy the list only file. You can also use the directly list method. Here I am using a list file method. Then array dot length, I am just giving the all the size of the array, name, length, directory is file, can read, can write, permission of the all these three file. So let's just run this particular program, java c demo3.java and java demo3. Now if you run this particular program, again I will show there is a no home folder available in this particular directory. So let's run this file. You can see one folder is created, that is a home. In home file, one ABC is there. In ABC, BCD is there, BCD, DEF, GHI and GHI, JKL folder is there. But you can see in a ABC folder, the 3 file is also created. Now I will also just return the property of this particular file. You can see the first one, that is a, you can see the one is a BCD is there, length is 0 because this is a directory, that is true, false. As next file, that is a s1 dot directory, s2 dot txt. I will show all the property of this file, right? So hope you understand this particular program. That is simply we can create a folder or file using the Java program, right? So for that, one important class is there, that is a file class. So hope you understand the 3 program that I have explained in this particular video. So this is the end of the programming. So thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.